Hey, this is Dave, and this video is about a few of the things that we learned from the latest Star Wars trailers, the international trailer, as well as the new TV spot. So first off, one of the noticeable things that we've learned is in this clip here.
Where do you come from? I know all about waiting. For my family.
So in that clip we see that Rey and BB-8 meet for the first time during this movie. Previously it almost seemed like maybe BB-8 was her droid that she'd had for a while, but looks like they're meeting for the very first time. It makes me wonder how exactly BB-8 gets on Jakku and what role BB-8 plays in the grander scheme. I mean, there's been rumors that BB-8 is actually Poe Dameron's droid, and so if that is the case, that BB-8 was Poe Dameron's droid before meeting Rey, how does it get to her? And how does it get on Jakku? Or is it they say it's his droid because he inherits it at the end when BB-8 becomes his co-pilot? There's one thing maybe I think could possibly be how BB-8 might get to Rey. If we go back to the scene of Kylo Ren and Captain Phasma and a bunch of stormtroopers burning this village or camp or whatever, I have a feeling that Poe Dameron is actually at that place, because there is a point where Poe Dameron is captured, and I think it's going to be early on in the film. I'm thinking maybe that village or camp that gets raided is maybe actually on Jakku, maybe just somewhere else on the planet, and perhaps BB-8 is Poe Dameron's co-pilot for his X-Wing, but then this raid comes in from the First Order. Poe realizes maybe that he's not going to make it out of there, that he's going to be captured, or maybe it's even his plan to get captured. If that were the case, if he is on some other part of Jakku, maybe he's there with BB-8 and he sends him off before that raid happens, telling him to go where he knows Rey is and to wait to be rescued there. Of course, in that interchange, it sounds like BB-8's telling Rey that she, I guess it's supposed to be like a girl droid or something, but it's apparent that BB-8's telling Rey that she's supposed to wait, and Rey then says, "Oh, I know a lot about waiting," and then she says, "I'm waiting for my family." It's kind of a casual interchange. It's not like BB-8 is there with an urgent message to share with Rey. BB-8's there to wait for something, right? So that's one of the first things. Alright, the next thing is in this shot here.
I don't know your name.
Finn.
I'm Rey.
Right, in that clip we see that Rey and Finn, obviously they've met previously, they've been running from TIE fighters, but that whole time we find out that they haven't even introduced themselves until they've gotten into the Millennium Falcon. Not too surprising, since Finn wouldn't really have time for introductions. I think First Order is going to be hot on his heels, so that's not too big of a surprise. Okay, then we get a shot of Leia and in the control room, and also we see C-3PO. In the background, you can also notice that there's Poe Dameron, and in the left corner behind C-3PO, you also notice Chewbacca's there. So this is our first actual footage of C-3PO. So that's interesting. Now the one question I have is, C-3PO is hanging out with Leia and the Resistance. My question is, has R2 there with them too, or has R2 kind of gone into exile with Luke, kind of like back in Empire Strikes Back? Is R2 hanging around with 3PO, or is he with Luke? Okay, next we have a very brief shot of BB-8, and it looks like it's on Jakku in the desert, and it's at nighttime, and BB-8's just witnessing some explosion, probably a crash, I'm guessing. To me, this could either be BB-8 seeing Finn crash down. Maybe it happens while it's still dark and he doesn't gain consciousness and wake up till light time later. Or maybe it has something to do with how BB-8 got to Jakku. I'm not sure exactly. It's just kind of interesting to think about what that is. There are also just a couple little clips that just kind of show us that Rey knows how to handle herself. Okay, and then next, another little quick clip we got in the international trailer is of Chewie, and we see him pushing the trigger on something, setting off a detonation or explosion. It's a little deceptive. I think these three clips here, first of Chewie growling, then of him pushing the detonator, and then of the explosion, I think those are all three separate things. When you hear Chewie growl, it looks to me like he's probably in the Millennium Falcon. And if you take a close look at the background of when Chewie's pushing on the detonator, it's hard to tell. It kind of looks like those are columns in the background, which makes me think that he might be inside of the temple place that we've seen before. And I think, of course, that shot of that explosion is something different. It's probably just from some other action sequence. Okay, and another couple of clips here show something pretty cool. We see a couple of clips showing Rey confronting Kylo Ren. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen, I have another video where I kind of did a little bit of speculation and plot theories that I'll link in the description. Rey was actually, when we see her shooting her blaster in the forest in the last trailer, I kind of thought that she was probably confronting Kylo in that moment, and looks like this confirms it. So that's kind of cool. I think this is where Rey is going to actually be captured. Okay, moving on to just the TV spot now. Probably the big thing, or one of the biggest things in the TV spot, is this clip here.
I have lived long enough to see the same eyes in different people.
So first off, we notice in that clip, we have probably Maz Kanata's character saying that she's able to recognize people's eyes, and that she's seen someone's eyes before. And in that shot, it transitions from Rey to Han Solo. Now, I don't know if that's just an outright giveaway that Rey is supposed to be Han Solo's daughter, or if it's maybe some misdirection, but that was very interesting. The other thing I wanted to talk about is this shot of Han. Now, this is Han on the snow planet, and you get a look at his jacket. Now, I think this is significant because if we go back to the shot that we've all been speculating about with Rey crying over top of someone's body, where a lot of people think that that is a hint at someone dying. The prevailing theory is that it might be Han Solo. You look at his jacket, it doesn't have the kind of seam down the side of it. It doesn't have that leathery look. So this leads me to believe that for sure that is Finn. Looking at it close, there's that little red detail from his jacket. So I'm thinking now that is definitely Finn, and it's probably after his lightsaber battle with Kylo Ren. Now, I don't think he dies. I mean, I suppose it's always possible that he dies, but I don't think he does. I think he's just been badly injured. What probably happened is, everyone came to help him, right? I think, again, that is Chewie's fur. So I think what maybe is happening here is Rey and Chewie are coming to check on him while Han is distracting Kylo Ren or whoever else, which may not end up good for Han. I guess we'll see. Moving on. Okay, next there's a blink and you'll miss it shot with some X-Wings flying over what looks to be an exposed part of the Starkiller base. Get a really quick shot back in the Millennium Falcon. We see BB-8 and then also what looks like Rey punching it, right? Punching the hyperdrive. And so at some point she's going to fly the ship. I think maybe this goes along with the next shot of Millennium Falcon pushing through the trees there. Maybe this all takes place after the big ordeal in that snow forest place. And I guess, that's about it. If you've seen it, what do you guys think? And if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and check out my other video that combines the first 3 trailers together and has all of my theories about how the plot goes down in the movie. But yeah, go ahead and leave your comments and, click the thumbs up if you liked it. And let me know what you guys think of the trailers and the different plot theories out there so far.